Hey guys, this is Brian from the Mavericks, mavericks.goldemanSons.com. This is podcast episode 22. And on this Philosophy Friday, I wanted to talk to you just shortly about why I think you have to have some discretion when you're using artificial intelligence in your business or whatever it is you're working on. And here's what I want you to consider. You remember when we were kids and we didn't get access to our computers in class? What happened was we had to write everything out, right? So at the time, at least we learned how to write. We had like penmanship. Once we delegated writing to the computer in the form of typing, penmanship went out the window. Once we delegated our own ability to check our grammar to the to Word's spell checker, we lost our ability to write really poetic or really grammatically correct sentences. We'd have to depend on a system to help us make sure that we were right. Apps like Grammarly, for example, don't even help you cultivate the ability to improve your grammar because they just fix it for you, right? And then if you look at also Google Maps as an example, or GPS, we had the ability to navigate with map and paper. I still remember when my parents first came to the country and our families would go on road trips and we'd have to use paper maps and we'd do multiple U-turns. And all of a sudden, when we had GPS and we had Google Maps, all of that went out the window. The ability to navigate went out the window. Now, am I saying that all those things were bad? I'm not saying all those things were bad. Like, for example, when we had access to our computers, we also had access to information so we could learn faster. But what I'm saying is now that, we could write very easily and we didn't have to worry what our grammar was like, there's more garbage out there on the internet, right? And I'm not saying that Google Maps is bad, because of Google Maps we can find new experiences, but now the problem is we're not happy with the areas that we live around. We're not exploring our localities. Instead, we're trying to go out there as far as possible to find new things and new experiences, because we have the map systems to help us find all these new places, and now we're never satisfied with what we have around us, right? So here's the thing. You delegate your writing, you delegate your grammar, you delegate your ability to navigate. And there's other things. We've delegated our ability to make water. We've delegated our ability to make food. We think getting food is just going to the grocery store. And we don't know anything about seasons or farms or whatever. See, all of this is okay because we live in a society and we have a common agreement about how we have to work with each other. This is what my concern is with artificial intelligence. We are now going to delegate our creativity and our intelligence to a computer system. Like, if you delegate your ability to navigate on a map to Google Maps and GPS and you lose that ability to navigate, what happens when you delegate your creativity and intelligence to a computer? Will you lose your ability to be creative? Will you lose your ability to be intelligent? To think through things discursively? Like, the problem is I'm noticing a lot of people now using ChatGPT to write their blogs, to write their essays, to write their sales letters and whatnot. And we are not practicing our own ability to write properly in order to achieve these ends that we have to go write for. Instead, we're having a computer do all of that for us. And one day we're going to lose the ability to make, any coherent sentence. Just think about the movie WALL-E. WALL-E was a study in the warning of what would happen if computers did everything for us, right? If you look at the human characters in WALL-E, their bones were tinier because they never had to walk anywhere. Their food was pre-chewed for them because they didn't have to chew anymore. Everything was done for them. They were entertained in their seats. Like, they became just dopamine receptors or dopamine triggering biological matter. That's all these people became. And it was when they all landed back on Earth and they saw that plant and they wanted to go explore that they became like babies again and have to start all over again. That's what's going to happen if we keep delegating everything to artificial intelligence. Now, I understand artificial intelligence means that you can go leaps and bounds beyond your competition, so whoever adopts it will go there faster, but you just have to remember something. You can delegate food and water and shelter. Like, you may not need to know how to build a home. You can find a contractor to build your home. You can delegate a whole bunch of things. But do you really want to delegate your intelligence? Because then what happens when you start delegating your morality and your ethics? What happens when your judge is an artificially intelligent being? Right? What happens when your politician is artificially intelligent? What happens when your executives are artificially intelligent? Because you have to understand something. They're not trying to create artificial intelligence. They're trying to create artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence, which means a creature that is sentient and can operate on its own terms. So rather than just being the end receiver of a prompt, right, where we are still in control, we give a prompt to ChatGPT, it gives us an answer. This thing will prompt itself. In AGI, it'll prompt itself. It'll come up with its own initiatives. So if you have an executive board of a massive company, and this company is made to profit maximize for the shareholders, are you going to vote in human CEOs when you have the option to vote in an intelligence that is far beyond humanity, right, and that is sentient? Now, maybe that intelligence will be so powerful, and it will be, like when we hit the singularity, it'll be so intelligent it probably won't have any concern for us, right? We'll just be like chimpanzees to it, and it'll decide to go do something else. Like, why would it interfere with human matters? But maybe it won't. Maybe it will want to have an intrinsic interest in what we are doing on a daily basis. But the point is that there's going to come a point where artificial intelligence will replace not only your jobs, it'll replace everything that you do, and it might just be there. People just might use it to force you to become a dopamine receptor, right? And you're just nothing more than someone who watches Netflix all day. And that's not what we were built for, right? We were built to be innovative. We were built to discover. We were built to research. We were built to go out there and explore the world. And we do that when we use our own senses, not when we use artificial intelligence to do everything. So I'm not saying stay away from it. It is going to be as prevalent as the internet. So you can't really escape it because we have internet and artificial intelligence is being introduced in there. I'm just saying be wary. Try to practice not using those tools, right? Use them if you want to get leverage, I get it, but try to practice not using those tools. Try to practice being creative and intelligent yourself, and reading about reading philosophy and reading about logic and reading about how to argue your points and how to write and do all those traditional things. Because in the end, you're human. And the thing is, like, you need to build your business or your career or your investments or your sports or whatever around humanity. Like, we're supposed to be pro-human because we're humans, not pro-production, not pro-productivity. We're supposed to be pro-human. So just be human. Try to do as many of the things that you do human. So these are just my thoughts on artificial intelligence and why I'm trying to keep my distance from it. And yeah, so hopefully you find this thought helpful in the way you approach whatever it is you're approaching with artificial intelligence. And if it is, please give it a thumbs up. And again, if you want to join us, mavericks.goldenandsons.com. I'll see you there. Take care.